The Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Uba Sani of the All Progressives Congress as the governor of Kano State. Delivering the judgment on Friday, a three-member panel of the appellate court held that the tribunal acted in error when it ordered the conduct of supplementary polls in 22 polling units of 4 local government areas. The court stated that a key witness called by the People's Democratic Party during the tribunal hearing merely gave hearsay evidence as he was not present when the malpractices he alleged happened. The appeal court held that the allegations of deduction of votes, stuffing of ballot boxes and mutilation of sensitive electoral materials made by the said witness were borne out of hearsay. In a related development, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has annulled the election of Speaker of Bauchi State House of Assembly, Abubakar Y. Suleiman, as member representing Ningi Central's constituency in Bauchi State. In its judgment Friday, the appellate court ordered for a rerun in 10 polling units in the constituency in Ningi local government area of the state. Meanwhile, the Speaker, Suleiman, has urged his supporters and all people of the constituency to remain calm following their Court of Appeal judgment. A statement signed by his spokesperson, Abdul Ahmad Burra, said that although the judgment is unfavorable, as a Muslim, he believes in all faiths. Thus, he accepts the judgment in good faith. The chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State, Desmond Akao, has resigned. His resignation letter surfaced on Friday, barely a few hours after President Bola Tinubu appointed him federal commissioner representing Rivers State in the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. Akao, in the letter dated November 22, 2023, and addressed to the PDP acting national chairman, Ambassador Umaru Damagun, said that his resignation is connected to his appointment. He noted that he has since handed over to his deputy, Aaron Chukwuemeka. Now, the political wing of the Yoruba community in Kano have denied media reports that Yoruba in Kano are threatened by the ongoing political situation owing to the appeal court judgment over the governorship election in the state. Addressing a news conference, a former councillor representing Sabongari Ward in Fage local government area, Sheyi Said, the Yoruba people in Kano are happy with the judgment and will always remain at peace with outcomes of court judgments.
The Yoruba community is calm and place their trust in the judiciary. The recent warning by the APC about the potential violent protest should not be taken lightly, as this action may be a plot to destabilize the state. It is essential to ignore the antics of this impostor and maintain confidence in the judicial process. With me here, we have the image, which I'm going to be making available for you people to see. Where this is the image, and this is the guy under the arrow that you people were interviewed yesterday. Based on this, you can see him with the leader of NNPP, Dr. Rabi Musa Kunkuso here. So it's a political forum just to cause crisis.
6 people, 4 Fulani and 2 Gbagi farmers lost their lives in a fresh clash between Fulani and Gbagi vigilantes in Beji, Boso local government area of Niger State. Daily Trust gathered that the crisis which occurred at Beji Weekly Market had created tension among residents of the town. Some residents who spoke with Daily Trust on condition of anonymity said that the incessant banditry activities in the area since July this year was what had degenerated into tribal clash. They said that with intervention of security operatives who began regular patrol of the Beji-Zungeru Road, the situation had become calm in recent time. Confirming the incident, the Niger State Commissioner for Homeland Security, Bello Mohammed, said that the state government was meeting with stakeholders with a view to addressing the recurring crisis. Nigeria's capital city has been experiencing a surge in crime despite the deployment of state-of-the-art surveillance technology to curb criminal activities. From petty crimes to kidnappings, Abuja, like most states in Nigeria, is going through a security challenge that, if left unchecked, will upend the stability of the seat of power. In this report, Noel Sampson follows the failed surveillance program and the security gaps in the FCT.
Abuja is Nigeria's most developed city and one of the top 5 fastest growing cities on the African continent. With its concentration of power and ever-growing population, security is at the heart of requirements for sustainable development. Over the years, the security of the federal capital has increased with the state-of-art technologies like surveillance cameras, which many experts believe will improve the capacity of operatives to mitigate criminal activities.
Number one, it allows the security agencies to have eyes where ordinarily they wouldn't have eyes. Number two, it allows them to respond to security circumstances where they, for instance, need to respond. Then during investigations, for instance, the incident has already happened and they need to review how that incident happened.
The territory is gradually becoming a hotbed of crime and criminalities, with kidnappings, robberies, and one-chance attacks spiking. Security specialists believe the omnipresence of surveillance cameras will improve the safety of lives and property.
What is lacking, and that's the message I'm going to ask the minister to look into, is to look for ways to get the community buy-in. The security forces are not going to solve the problem on their own. They need the buy-in of the local communities, and to do that, he needs to incorporate especially the traditional rulers and then several leadership components.
Living in Nigeria's capital comes with socio-economic challenges, but security, according to residents, should be a top priority.
The reform of the institutions, the security agencies, and then the people themselves as well, because I think one person cannot just overpower everybody. Even a place where a car snatch is being experienced or something, and then some other persons there actually join their hands to help out, I think it will go a long way stopping it and not just waiting for the security agencies.
In foreign lands, CCTV camera is necessary. It helps a lot in terms of to review issues, review like how the things that was, omitted. You could just take it and review and look at it very well and see how it looked like.
Nigeria's endemic security challenges means what is happening in Abuja is reflective of a national security issue, and it will take a holistic approach to deal with it effectively. With proper funding, coordination, public support, and awareness, security may be restored in Abuja. Noel Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Kano State government has screened and reinstated over 9,000 workers from the 12,000 earlier employed by the immediate past administration of Abdullahi Ganduje. Addressing a news conference, Secretary to the state government, Baffa Bichi, said that the remaining number of the workers were either found to be ghost, underage, and non-indigents of Kano State.
When you employ underage children, junior secondary school kids into the civil service, what on earth are they going to do? And that is why the committee, when you have rumor of people employed with false certificates, what are you going to do? Allow them with false certificates to come and wound the civil service? Because they will not help the civil service, but they will rather injure the civil service. And that is why the committee was set up. And to the glory of God, all these allegations were found to be true. Substantial number of the people recruited were recruited without recourse to any regulation, without recourse to any procedure, without even budgetary provision. It is because His Excellency, the Governor of Kano State, seeing that majority of these people are also indigenous of Kano State. And if they are those that are so qualified, why can't we correct the mistakes made?
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Nigerians advised to embrace savings for rainy days as inflation rate increases. Details and more after the break.
We started manufacturing leather since 1958. But the most important thing is that if the system is checked correctly, we won't have where we are now.
If somebody has depression, they may just be very irritable and unproductive in the office. So you find on average already about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Nigerians already have a mental illness, a mental health condition that needs some form of attention.
No matter how good an economy is, if the federal government goes bust, believe me, everything in the economy is just a matter of time it will go bust. So first of all, about maybe slightly below 70% is in federal government securities.
If government has banned importation of fertilizer and states are doing it at the level of governance, but I believe that production and distribution of fertilizer should be left to the private sector.
This is the general multi-purpose card and it has a chip here. So this chip is about 80 kilobytes. The one that you get from the bank for ATM is just 4 kilobytes. So this is like 20 times.
Why did you develop this reputation as somebody who is difficult to work with?
I will tell the truth. No matter whose ox is born, I will say exactly how it is.
This is where I actually sympathize with commissioners of nowadays. Where a commissioner sometimes is just a picture. You find somebody, even a cleaner and the governor's wife, can interfere with their abilities.
Even the ministers, there are very many who respected me, simply because I never complained about them. I never went to ask for a favor. Never.
So none of that has happened?
Nothing.
But if it hasn't happened, do you have hope that now another government coming in?
There is no hope.
So you've given up on
given
politics?
I've given up. It's gone, it's gone.
Retrenchment from work is the most hated thing by unions. It's a loss of job, means that is loss of life, in fact, for civil servants at that time.
Nigeria's economy, Nigeria's security, Nigeria's intelligence. This is what the materials we were handling. And I thought government would be very interested.
The reasons why you adopted federalism is not because of finesse, not because you like it. It's because of its functional utility.
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Court of Appeal affirms Uba Sani winner of Kaduna governorship as appeal court sacks Bauchi speaker. 6 dead as Fulani vigilantes clash in Niger. In other news, some residents of Delta State have attributed the rise in gender-based violence in the country to the absence of punishment for offenders. Speaking to Trust TV, they expressed dismay that majority of perpetrators are familiar individuals who continue to abuse innocent citizens due to lack of political will by governments at all levels to prosecute offenders. The report.
One of the most potentially traumatic forms of abuse worldwide is gender-based violence, including physical and sexual violence against women by an intimate partner or others. Although a majority of the victims and survivors are women, girls, and boys, men have also been known to be affected. Those who spoke with Trust TV in Asaba, the Delta State capital, opined that gender-based violence has assumed a frightening proportion in the country.
Being abused by persons who are close to them, who they are familiar with. So they wouldn't want others to hear, they don't want people to know, because of the fear of anxiety. In Nigeria, people stigmatize them. Like, look at this one who was abused by her own sister or brother or her cousin, for instance. It's clear that by her own relative.
Beating up his wife. Just a single provocation. You remove his teeth. You beat her to coma. That's been a problem. But Nigeria government has not taken that as a concern.
Your wife is your own body. As it's already said in the Bible that the wife and the husband are one. So seeing a wife and a husband having domestic violence in the house and for allowing the man raising violence on the wife, I see such people as cowards.
While calling on victims to speak out whenever they encounter any form of sexual or gender-based violence, they urge the injured party to continue raising their voice until laws and treaties prohibiting gender-based violence are properly implemented. Jonathan Anwai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
Nigerians are advised to embrace savings for rainy days as inflation rate increased to 27.33% in October from 26.72% in September 2023. Stakeholders in Yola, the Adamawa State capital, said that the developments have negatively impacted aspects of Nigeria's economic progress, pushing many to the poverty line. Salis Lawan reports.
According to some stakeholders, the current economic realities of Nigerians need to be properly checked, especially for the benefit of peace and development of the country. They said with the high cost of living in the country, which they believe was caused by increase in the fuel pump price, it has become difficult for them to save.
No matter how tight it is, because you know that is the only thing you fall back at, you must try and save. You don't finish all you have, no matter how tight it is. In as much as economy is so tight that some people don't even have a square meal on their table, you still try and save because that will be the only thing you fall back to. Who will give you if you don't save? Everybody is tight.
So the economic that we are in actually needs service because we are told that savings is keeping for the future use. And if there's nothing that you save today, that means tomorrow you don't have anything to use. So saving is important and paramount as far as the economy of this nation is all about.
However, some stakeholders emphasized on the need for citizens to be prudent towards their financial management.
They are the people who are going to benefit from savings in future, so that they will be able to use this, inculcate this savings habit to rely on themselves, to even employ themselves in future, because they may be having surplus funds that they can inject into productive uses and create more employment for others.
Analysts have predicted that inflation rate in Nigeria is expected to hit 30.00% by the end of 2023. Salis Lawan, Trust TV News, Yola.
A 4-day Gaza ceasefire agreed by Hamas and Israel has taken effect for the first time after 7 weeks of war. The Gaza Strip endures night of intensified bombardment from air, land and sea ahead of the start of Qatar-mediated truce, the U.S. said. Now, another Palestinian journalist, Amal Zud, and family members were killed in Gaza City, according to the Wafa news agency. Meanwhile, Israeli military raids continued overnight across the occupied West Bank, where some 211 Palestinians have been killed since October 7. More than 14,800 people have been killed in Gaza since October 7th. Now, in Israel, the official death toll from Hamas's attacks stands at about 1,200. Nigeria's only remaining team in the Confederation of African Football's Interclub Championships, Rivers United, will resume their quest for a first continental title when they host Angola's Academica do Lobito in the Confederation Cup, which is resuming this weekend. Rivers United, who failed to get to the semi-finals of the competition last season when they lost to Tanzania's Young Africans in quarterfinals, believe that they have everything needed to excel in the competition this season. The Port Harcourt-based side, which is once again playing at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, Uyo, because CAF did not sanction their stadium for the game, believe that they have come of age and are better equipped to deal with their opponents even away from home. The match will be handled by Senegalese referees led by Adalbert Diouf, who will be assisted by Jibril Canada and Mamadou Ngom, while El Hadji Amadou will be the fourth official that is. Now, still in sports news, a former general officer commanding 82 Division Enugu of the Nigerian Army, General Yohana Yima Kur, is dead. That's on a sad note. Now, the late General Kur, who was also the GOC Mechanized Division Ibadan and Director Army Special Duties and Plans, died at the age of 82. A statement made available to journalists says that he was a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council between 1985 and 1987 at the onset of Ibrahim Babangida's administration, and was a member of the Supreme Military Council of Nigeria from 1983 to 1985 during Buhari's military government. Upon his voluntary retirement in 1990, he was appointed Minister of Culture and Social Welfare and Minister of Sports and Youth Development. According to the statement, a wake, keep and service of songs will be held on 29th of November 2023 at Ekwa Church, Lemu Road, Tudunwada, Kaduna by 4 p.m., while burial will hold on the 1st of December 2023 in his hometown, Kurme Musa, Kachia local government area of Kaduna State. And that's a wrap on the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for watching.